Okay, we're going down this route again, are we, Shirley? Lovely, thank you so much, appreciate that. Uh-oh. So I've only been looking at the soldering thing for 2 minutes and I've already found 2 things that could potentially be wrong. Dial 99, and then when you see what's in here, dial the third 9, okay? Welcome back to SkyRocket Automotive. This is Shirley, a Mark II Scirocco with a G60 conversion. Very cool. But we had a supercharger explosion, a bit less cool. Then we had to take the engine apart, even less cool. Last time, this car fought me every step of the way, drove me nuts, but we eventually got the head off and thankfully discovered there was no major damage to the internals of the engine. Today we're going to be removing the supercharger, pulling it apart and finding out what went wrong, because we've got to, haven't we? We're also going to disassemble the head so that can go off to the machine shop and have a nice refresh. I hope. Join us. All right, Shirley, I hope you've had a chance to think about your behaviour last week. Unacceptable, all right? Not how we do things here. Relieve to me your supercharger, please. Cool, so this big tangle of belts will obviously sort itself out. What we're gonna do, we're gonna get the blower up out of the way, then we're gonna get all the timing stuff off the side of the engine just so that we can put the belt back properly. The belt is basically new. Ooh, it looks like the G-ladder is actually still sort of working. Interesting. So you might be wondering, how the hell does that work? Why is that thingy moving up and down? Well, basically, you have... What does that look like, eh? Hence the G-ladder. Essentially, this is a massively simplified version of what we're doing inside that supercharger, but you'll see it when it all comes apart. You basically have a pair of scrolls like that. One is stationary and the other one moves like that. It's eccentric. And essentially, as the air comes in, as the G-ladder moves, this gap gets closed and it compresses the air, creating boost. It's actually quite a basic, simple principle as far as how it works, but hopefully that also helps you to see where the G in G60 comes from. G-ladder, and then 60 is 60 millimeters. So what happens when these go bang? Essentially, the diffuser gets into a blazing row with itself, and on this occasion, it's punched a hole through the case. Based on that design, what I think's happened here is an oil seal's failed or something like that, or something's dried out and it's just smashed itself to pieces internally. But we're gonna find out. You're gonna see inside one of these in a moment because we're gonna take this apart. We've got to have a look inside. Let me go and get the new charger because that showed up. We need to take a look at it anyway. It's come fresh from Jabbersport. There was one able to be sourced. It got sent off to Jabbersport for a rebuild and a service and taken out to stage 4, which is the same as this. Oh yes. It's like opening someone else's Christmas presents. Ooh, packaging. We're gonna need this because we're opening the store soon where we will sell parts. Crikey, she's a monster. That'll be the oil feed kit. Ooh. Ooh. Very nice. But there's the belt, and that is where our hole is. Okay, yeah, so it looks like we've got to pull a fair wallop of stuff off of the old charger. G60, right there. Right, I am going to wrap this back up because I don't want anything happening to it. Superb. Right, night-night, little guy. We'll see you soon. Let's get this box off the back first. So the boost comes out of this end, goes under the blower into our intercooler, and then out up here to our intake. Boost management side of things, there's literally a little throttle, basically, that opens and sends boost back into the supercharger this way. So air comes in through these, zip, goes out through. Oh, good. Was that the sensation of a captive breaking off, was it? Okay, we're going down this route again, are we, Shirley? Lovely, thank you so much, appreciate that. Here we go. We're gonna have to get a little bit tasty here. Now, the good news is, this silencer box, which is one of the reasons that the G60 is quiet, the back half is held on with one big bolt. And I think if I'm sneaky about it, I can go through the throat of this and undo the bolt and hopefully extract the silencer box that way. Because then once this is back off the car, we can figure out the nut and bolt situation. It'll be fine, all right? But I couldn't do that again. Oh, that's 2 for 2 videos where I've done something really embarrassing on the camera on this car. Ooh, you that hurt. Right, you were stood exactly where I need to be, so excuse me. I know you're in there, fella. I've seen you. Come on. I'm gonna borrow you, right? You're going down there. Right, you need to be my eyes. I need to see what's happening. So you may as well too. I'm thinking and I'm hoping. Oh, I think we got lucky, guys. Let's hope. So obviously we will split the box to put it back together again, but for now, just grateful to have this off, because with this box out of the way, you can then get to the rear mounting brackets. Come on, Shirley. You're doing really well today, old girl. Let's go. Definitely really off now. Yes. There we go. Yeah, so what happened there, these bolts go through these metal bits that are impregnated into the plastic, and this one's just spinning freely. We can figure that out. That's not the end of the world. That bolt there is what holds the rear part of the box to the supercharger. So thankfully we were able to just knock that loose instead. Right, now we're down to the basics. So what's that? Okay, there's some plastic tubing sitting in there. I'm really looking forward to getting this supercharger open and finding out what the hell went on here. Yes. Excellent. That's a thinker. Okay, I'm seeing movement, that's good. Hopefully we can spot where this oil return is. There's our supercharger. There he is, that's the boy. Yeah, there she goes. Supercharger, mission accomplished. She's out. Oh, right, let's get tearing into this, I gotta know. Cheese. Uh-oh. Well, that ain't gonna help. That's got less teeth than some of the dudes I went to school with. Jesus Christ, what happened there? So, first clue, the belt ain't got no teeth on it. Oh man. To everybody having a panic attack because I'm moving all this stuff while it's disconnected, this thing's trashed, okay? There's a possibility it might be able to be repaired, but I don't know anyone who would want to. Generally, once these have gone bang like this, there's too much at stake. Get this big straggly bastard out of the way first. All right, something I am going to check is that our oil feed didn't gum up, because these are supposed to be changed on a service interval. There was a restriction there. Okay. This is going to be one of those, isn't it? So I've only been looking at the sodding thing for 2 minutes and I've already found 2 things that could potentially be wrong. Now, under oil pressure from the engine, would that restriction necessarily be that big of a deal? It's tough to say. I don't pretend to be a G60 expert. I know a little bit about them. There's a very good reason that our other one got sent to Jabbersport, because when someone knows what they're doing more than I do, I will always bow to their better judgment. Jabbersport know these things inside and out, so it's gone to Jabbersport. What's concerning, obviously that piece moves eccentrically, as we've discussed. The thing is, it has another shaft here. They have to be timed to make sure that it moves the correct sort of eccentrically. If this isn't moving, and this does, it can slightly rotate as well and crash into the internals of the supercharger. I think I'm starting to wonder if the belt broke. So yeah, we're getting into the realms of being chicken and egg now. Did something seize and ripple the teeth off the belt? Or did the belt disintegrate, desync our internals, and that smashed the supercharger up? I know the customer's going to want to know as much as me. It's a lot of corrosion there, eh? So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Allen bolts. Oofed. I prefer to use hand tools for jobs like this. Just, you can feel everything a bit more tactile. There's a lot of very unkind jokes about these superchargers out there, and my favourite, in a sort of laugh at it and then go, ah, sort of way, is that the G stands for grenade. Split the case now. I don't know if sealant was used or if we're using a gasket on this setup. Right, I seen this done on that there internet. Huh, well, would you look at that? We're being gentle. Yeah, there she goes. Nice, that's a cool little pro tip. Thank you, internet. It's nice to know that you're useful for something other than being called slurs for no reason. Yep, there we go. Ah, I'm already seeing bits. Let's get you guys in position for the big reveal, because I don't know what we're going to see in here. Dial 99, and then when you see what's in here, dial the third 9, okay? Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, we've got an apex seal that seems to have gone wandering around. Is it broken? It's not, but there is a lot of schmutzy bits. What a gorgeous thing, by the way. Just feast your eyes, man. Wow. Then we got some chunks. I'll fish those out in a bit. www.jabbersport.com. That's very cool. Nice. Okay. Yeah, so that seal of some description has fallen to pieces, potentially been smashed. Oh, yeah. Oofed. Shit. I'm hoping you can see how the principle works. So this guy, there you go, right. He's down, but not enough that he can't be useful to us before his final rest. You see that? Now, as you can see from how gross that looks, this piece is broken clean off. Oh, man. Oh, what a shame. That keeps the eccentric movement under control. That's the reason these are timed. So if I turn this now, if you pay attention to this shaft here, you'll see how they rotate at the same time? Yeah, there you go, look. This movement, no bueno. What happened is going to be the tricky bit to figure out. Did the toothed belt shear? When we gently rotate by hand, this shaft will move, but it's because it's not under any load. You got to think of how much resistance there is that this supercharger has to put up with. So the minute that this thing gets loaded up, that belt being stripped like that, it's just, this is going to stop. With all that said, this shaft turns freely, and this turns freely. So I think our fault lies elsewhere. That's not the cleanest brake I've ever seen. Obviously he's attached like that. But look at how much of a dosing it's had there, where it's thrown itself around after being broken. That'll be what the bang was, and I wouldn't mind betting that's also where the brake is in the case. Yeah, there you go. Bang in line with that shaft. The diffuser has come around, this shaft's let go, there you go, look. There's our impact. Boom. Will we ever reliably predict what the problem was? Probably not. But let's see if we can do a bit more digging. You can see here, witness marks. Let me get some brake cleaner and wipe that down. You'll be able to see it a bit more clearly. Oof, da. Shit, we got lucky. We got seriously, seriously lucky. Look at that. Can you see the massive cracks? This was very likely seconds away from breaking apart and ended up going through there into our intake. Okay, let's get this belt off. It's safe to say this is dead now. Wow. Right, that's our circlip off. Right, that's our counterweight. I'm gonna be back once I've got this apart. Oh, I'm not. Hold your horses. Wow. Check this out. That's completely broken off. So that's definitely gonna be where our impact was. Man, we got so lucky. This is why I was checking, and this is why we need to clear that intercooler. Oh dear. What is that? Okay, we're gonna have to go investigating through our intake stream again and see if we can find anything that looks like that. That's a weird one. See if we can decipher what the hell this thing is. It's just a random piece of plastic. What the hell's that doing in there? There we have it, folks. One dead G60. What the hell happened? Let's see if we can do the maths on this, eh? Our actual housing, other than the brake, looks okay from sort of laser eyeball. Now, there is a film of oil on this little crankshaft still, so I don't think it's starved of oil. The fact that it still turns freely also tells us that. Obviously, we got the teeth missing off the belt, a broken diffuser shaft, catastrophic failure either way. The reason that I took this apart, because you're probably thinking, what a waste of time. We know the supercharger's destroyed, so why are you pissing around? We need to know if there's any bits, stragglers or big ground patches that would have dissipated off into our engine. As far as the order of things, I think this stripped first. Because this stripped, this shaft wasn't rotating, I think our diffuser came down caddywampus and come up, sheared this. That probably explains the funny noise. This was starting to fail. When this broke off, that gave our diffuser free passage to come through and punch a hole in the casing. And I think when that happened, it probably hit the casing and on the way back round, bashed into one of these pieces of housing here. And I think that's what caused our break. You got to think, stock, I mean, these are comparatively slow superchargers, technically. Stock, these are expected to do about 10,000 RPM. That still ain't slow, is it? So all this could have happened in a matter of milliseconds. And by some miracle, none of this shit ended up in the engine. I don't believe their luck. If anything's ever been coffee time, it's now. So then coffee time came and went, and I got to thinking, something ain't right. And then I realised I'd missed the most obvious thing. Why is there a piece of foam in the intake stream? As you can see, there's a mesh to catch stuff there. Obviously, we've got our mate down here, but the piece I extracted from the blower is that, which looks an awful lot like a cleaning sponge. What the f***? Why would there be a cleaning sponge in there? Now I'm really confused. I don't understand. That's a fucking car washing sponge. I don't know. Being honest, I ain't got an answer for you. I mean, that's been in there a really long time. You can tell from all the oil vapour and shit that's all impregnated into it, but why would there be a sponge in the intake track? Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. And you're already typing. I know you're already typing. Please, okay? I beg of you. I've worked on Volkswagens for years. They are notorious for doing the occasional bit of really weird shit, okay? And something that Volkswagen didn't want from a supercharged engine is supercharger noises. That's why there's a silencer box on the back. Now, I have been trying to work out for the longest time why they would put a baffle on the intake side of the supercharger. I hope you can see where I'm going with this. Folks, our baffle. Look familiar to you? Recognise him? You might be familiar with his brother. His brother was last seen cleaning a car. Both myself and the customer have been going out of our minds for probably an hour at this point, trying to work out how this got in here. Could sponge and very soft plastic damage a supercharger to the point it went bang? Who's to say? One thing I will say is the customer's very kindly donated the supercharger to me, so we're going to put a shelf up in the SkyRocket Museum. We can have the G60 on display, and you best believe the whole gang's going to be there on that shelf. This is the #1 slot, top major league, absolute #1 all-time champion, weirdest shit I've ever found in an engine. Now that we know what might have caused our supercharger failure and that the engine seems to be good to go, join us next time where we dig into the intercooler and find out if it can be saved or if it helped or hindered our situation. And better yet, let's get this engine back together and finally make some supercharger noises. Jesus Christ, am I glad I did that, as much as I didn't want to do that. Can you imagine? Thank you very much for watching SkyRocket Automotive. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. It really helps me out in the algorithm. I look forward to seeing you next time.